Karen's laugh was a hyena's cackle, slicing through the quiet of my smart home like a dull knife through butter. She thought she'd won, her pudgy fingers dancing over her laptop as my lights flickered and my thermostat cranked to a sauna like 90 degrees. I stood in my living room, staring at the chaos she'd unleashed from next door. My name's Lynn, a 29-year-old cybersecurity analyst who'd moved to this sleepy suburb for peace, not a digital war. Karen and her sister, Min, had been my neighbors for 6 months, and their reign of petty terror was legendary. From yelling at kids for chalk drawings to reporting suspicious mailmen, they thrived on making everyone miserable. But hacking my smart home? That was their fatal overreach. It started subtly. My smart lights dimmed randomly, my doorbell camera sent glitchy alerts, and my thermostat seemed possessed, swinging from Arctic to tropical. At first, I chalked it up to buggy software. Then, last week, my Alexa started blaring Vietnamese pop at 3 a.m., waking half the block. The final straw? My smart lock refused to open, stranding me outside my own house while Karen smirked from her porch, sipping boba tea like a cartoon villain. I wasn't just annoyed, I was livid. My home was my sanctuary, wired with every gadget a tech nerd could dream of, all secured by my own encryption. Karen didn't know who she was messing with. I spent my days hunting cybercriminals for a living, and now my nosy, entitled neighbor had stumbled into my crosshairs. The mouthwash chin was clear. Karen and Min, the self-proclaimed queens of the cul-de-sac, had hacked my smart home to flex their petty power, unaware I could trace their every digital footprint. This wasn't just about flickering lights, it was about control, privacy, and the audacity of two sisters who thought they were untouchable. I started digging. My router logs showed unauthorized access attempts, all pinging from an IP address next door. Karen's Wi-Fi network, cheekily named Karen Kingdom, was the culprit. I cross-referenced the logs with packet captures and found a crude script trying to brute force my devices. Amateur hour. They'd exploited a firmware flaw in my smart hub, likely from a shady tutorial Min found on the dark web. But they'd left their digital fingerprints everywhere, including a sloppy VPN that leaked their real IP. I could have stopped there, reset my system, and called it a day. But Karen's smug face, her condescending, "Oh, you're still locked out," from the day before, burned in my mind. This wasn't just a prank, it was a violation. So, I went deeper. I traced their IP to a string of complaints on local forums. Other neighbors reporting Wi-Fi disruptions, mysterious camera hacks, even a smart fridge ordering 50 pounds of kimchi to someone's house. The Karen sisters were serial digital delinquents. The next morning, I knocked on their door, laptop in hand, ready to confront them. Karen answered, her bulk filling the doorway, her eyes narrowing like she'd already won. "What do you want, Lynn? Your gadget's broken again?" she sneered, her voice dripping with fake pity. "Cut the act. I know you and Min hacked my system," I said, holding up a printout of their IP logs. "I've got proof, and I'm giving you one chance to explain before I take this to the feds." Her face froze, but she recovered with a scoff. "You're bluffing. You think you're so smart with your tech toys? This is my neighborhood. I run things here." Min appeared behind her, clutching a tablet, her eyes darting nervously. "Don't threaten us, Lynn. You've got nothing." "Oh, I've got everything," I shot back. "Your IP, your script, your VPN logs. You didn't even encrypt your traffic properly. The FBI loves cases like Thissy Burcrimes of felony, you know." Karen's smirk faltered, but she doubled down. "Go ahead, call your little police friends. No one's going to believe a nobody like you over us." That was her mistake. I didn't just call the police, I'd already emailed my evidence to a contact at the FBI's cybercrime division, a perk of my job. By noon, 2 agents were at my door, asking for a full rundown. I walked them through the logs, the hack attempts, the neighborhood complaints. They were particularly interested in the kimchi incident, which tied the sisters to a pattern of harassment. The confrontation came that evening. I stood on my lawn, watching as the agents approached Karen's house. She stormed out, Min trailing behind, both shouting about slander and jealous neighbors. The neighbors, drawn by the commotion, gathered at a safe distance. Mr. Tran, the retired mechanic across the street, whispered to me, "About time someone put them in their place." HOA Karen's voice boomed. "This is outrageous. We didn't do anything. You can't prove a thing." One agent, a calm woman with a no-nonsense stare, held up my printout. "This says otherwise, Ms. HOA. We've got your IP tied to multiple unauthorized accesses. Care to explain?" Min stammered. "We were just messing around. It was a joke. A joke that's cost people time, money, and privacy," I said, stepping forward. "You thought you could bully me like you bully everyone else. Not this time." The crowd murmured, some nodding, others filming on their phones. HOA Karen's face turned beet red, her bravado crumbling. "You'll regret this, Lynn," she hissed, but her voice shook. The agents weren't impressed. They read the sisters their rights, explaining the charges. Unauthorized access to protected systems, a federal offense under the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act. HOA Karen's jaw dropped, her usual arrogance replaced by panic. Min was already crying, clutching her tablet like a lifeline. As the agents led them to the car, HOA Karen turned back, her eyes blazing. "This isn't over," she shouted, but no one was listening. The neighborhood, usually cowed by her tantrums, stood united, watching her empire of entitlement collapse. The aftermath was swift. The sisters faced hefty fines and potential jail time, their names plastered across local news as the Karen sisters' cybercrime bust. My smart home was back to normal, secured with a new firmware patch and an extra layer of encryption. But the real victory wasn't just the charge sit, was the quiet that followed. No more snide remarks, no more petty complaints. The neighborhood breathed easier, kids drew chalk art again, and Mr. Tran even threw a small barbecue to celebrate. I learned something too. Technology can be a weapon, but it's also a shield. HOA Karen and Min thought they could wield it to control others, but they underestimated the power of evidence. Their downfall wasn't just a legal win. It was a reminder that no one's untouchable, no matter how loud they scream or how smugly they smirk. In the end, the Karen sisters' reign ended not with a bang, but with a whimper, their digital dreams undone by a single IP trace. And as I sat in my now peaceful living room, my lights steady and my thermostat cool, I smiled. Sometimes, justice is just a few lines of code away. The end.